Hey guys, welcome to BrickVault. My name's Charlie, also known as Level Cap, and today we've got Yavin Vlog Part. Admittedly, it's been a little bit longer than I wanted it to be between vlogs. It's been a little bit over 2 months. Usually we go closer to a month between Yavin vlogs, but here we are nonetheless. We've made some big progress. We've made a lot of changes, a lot of updates since the last one. And we're getting very close to having a completed front side of Yavin. The back side still has a lot of design work and a lot of building to do, but the front side has come a very long way. Now I had to watch through the old vlog to see exactly where we were in the last update. And the main things that have changed have been lots of new cargo containers and details on the tarmac. We've updated the U-wing. We've now got Y-wings on the tarmac, Jarek's brand new Y-wings. We have an X-wing up here. We've completed the third hangar, mostly. There's still some moss work and detail work to be done. We've filled in a lot of this ground tarmac area, although we have run out of some parts and we need to get more parts before we can finalize it. We've got several Y-wings on the tarmac. We've really fleshed out the jungle there. We've put the Millennium Falcon in here as a either placeholder or permanent fixture on Yavin. Maybe you guys can help us decide what ships we should ultimately have here, but the Ghost will be coming back to Yavin once we have our update done with it. So there's a huge amount of changes. Oh, we also got a cool little new lighting kit for the dude in the tower overwatching Yavin. There's a huge amount of changes. Why don't we start going from left to right? Let's start with the jungle here. This is one of my favorite parts of Yavin because it's very different. It's lush, it's green, it's organic, it's less right angles and a little bit more freedom when we get in here and start building it. We fleshed out many of the detail areas of the jungle. We filled in all the back area with brown plates for the floor of the jungle. And then we've gone in and we've put in a lot of new leaves and plants. We got a nice big order of plant parts in. And so we've got a bit more building freedom and a bit more techniques available to us. I've sort of created a more permanent lighting setup for here. And while I'm at it, I'd like to thank brickstuff.com, who has sponsored our LED build for this. They've provided the LED lights and they made a custom little board that flashes between the light setup on the guy on the tower here, just to give it a little bit more life, a little bit more interesting stuff going on. So check out brickstuff.com. Also check out BrickVault.toys, where we sell the instructions to pretty much every ship that you see on this tarmac, and soon we'll be selling the instructions to the ladders and scaffolding and containers and crates, and basically a rebel base package. But aside from the Millennium Falcon, every other ship here is 100% custom, very highly detailed, much more detailed than anything that Lego's made, and we do sell the instructions partless and how to get those models built for yourself on our store, BrickVault.toys. So be sure to check that out. Now, getting back into the jungle itself. The river has been completed for some time now, but I did add this, what is this monster called? I think it's called the Dianaga. Ramon, what's this monster called?
I'm pretty sure that's a Dianaga.
Dianaga. Okay, we're gonna go with Dianaga. This is the trash compactor monster from the first Star Wars film. And we just decided it would be fun to put them in this lake because in lore, they do hang out in water a lot. There's some Star Wars video games where you have to fight them underwater. And so I thought it would just be fun to add a little bit more character to this jungle scene. One of those monsters. We'll probably get a few more monsters in here. We've obviously got the dude back there. People seem to be upset that he's not in a desert setting, but you know what? Maybe he's a versatile creature. Maybe he can hang out in the jungle. So we filled in a lot more of the jungle with these tiny little trees since last time we watched. Our intern Dakota helped build a bunch of these trees with us, which was great. And then just recently, in fact, like yesterday, Jack built this massive tree here, this avatar-sized tree that fills out the jungle a lot more. I think we might rework the canopy on top a little bit to be maybe even bigger. And he built a few more trees in back there, so we haven't done the plating work and the groundwork yet for that, but we've got a lot of the main assets that we need to finish up the jungle. Some of the additional features that I'd like to add in here is a bridge that I still just haven't gotten around to designing yet. And I'd like to take this path and actually turn it and have it weave in and out of the trees in the jungle. Maybe even go over this river again as another path as I knock trees over and start breaking things. And then get back into this area and kind of figure out something to do in here. Maybe we could have some sort of weird jungle ritual going on, or a rebel camp or something out there. I'm not sure yet. So looking at it from this angle, the jungle really has been fleshed out. I'm liking the way it looks a lot. It'll look better once we get the little areas in there built out, but I love the way it's starting to integrate with the temple, and I do want to get more ivy on these temples here. So after building the third hangar wall, we've got our fully completed sort of Yavin temple look. I want to get more moss, more foliage, more weathering on it. And we actually used all of our dark green leaves, so we're ordering more. But that is the plan going forward, is to actually basically take the intensity of that column or those stairs over there and try and replicate that a bit more on these walls and everywhere. Just get denser with everything to make it really look more overgrown. I think it'll just add a bit more character to the overall scene. Now this area here hasn't really gone through much change other than having the Falcon here, which does look really great. You have to imagine the Falcon would have been parked somewhere on Yavin, and if you play, say, Star Wars Battlefront 2, they did actually park the Falcon in that video game in a very similar location here. We now have these cargo trains scattered around in different areas on Yavin, and I designed these ones from the last vlog and we got them built, and I really like how they turned out. I did a lot of the detail work, or I based a lot of the detail work from Star Wars Battlefront 2, which copied a lot of their details from the official Lucas vault, or LucasArts vault of models and stuff. I don't know if they got that cargo train or if it's their design, but that's what I based it off of. So we've got a lot more containers. We've got like these sort of white, I guess, water containers or something. We've got a lot more cargo containers that are based off of the movies and other things. Just tons and tons of little containers and work things to try and liven up the area. This area is going to get even more detailed. What's going to happen is there's going to be a lot more black tubes and hoses scattered around Yavin. Based on the concept art from Rogue One, there was a lot of that going on, and so I'm going to create even more of that, but that'll come in potentially the next vlog where we can really get into a lot more detail work. We've got a few more troop transports moving around along the tarmac here, and those things are really fun to sort of work on the details with and put figs on there and sort of make them doing something, moving to a new location, getting ready for a mission, just moving around Yavin. And we're at such an early stage still with the diorama in terms of setting up scenes and sequences that we still have so many ideas on what we're going to do with the overall composition and what figs are going to be doing and all the little actions and scenes that are playing out. Toward the center here, we've got this Y-Wing. We did a whole video on this Y-Wing. This is from Jarek, who's built the X-Wing and the A-Wing as well. So he's built a lot of our Star Wars fighters. He also built the TIE fighters too that have been in our store for quite some time. So this Y-Wing is awesome, and we've had this little welder guy for quite some time, and he's kind of moved around Yavin to different areas, but I think ultimately he's going to be working on the Y-Wings because the Y-Wings are notorious for breaking down and needing maintenance, so I figured that made a lot of sense to put him over there. We've got these little carts that I believe are carrying torpedoes. People said these were the ion torpedoes. the little containers, because I didn't quite know what these were, but I was basing it off of what I saw in the movies and stuff. So I think these are ion torpedoes, and these are sort of the little carts that carry them around Yavin to basically arm the ships before they go out on a mission. The U-Wing there, again, after its retrofit, is back on the tarmac, looking great, better than ever. It had some durability issues with the first design. We weren't happy with it, so we went ahead and did an entire retrofit or entire redesign on a lot of the structural elements internally. So visually it doesn't look too much different, a little bit of engine change and other things, but it's back on the tarmac. It looks awesome. We've got some cool pilots in there, and that thing's just gearing up for a mission, ready to go. We've got some more containers and cargo trains in the back there. You can see how the torpedo cart is sort of chained to the back of that train there, so we can have longer trains driving around. You can see how the driver's sitting there and taking this cargo or maintenance carts or whatever it is to where it needs to go. So I love that we've got those trains now, because you actually do see them driving around in the Rogue One film, and so I'm just happy that we have those in Yavin now. We got the X-Wing getting fueled up over here, assuming he is getting fueled up. I think he's getting fuel. Could be, you know, hyperspace fuel, whatever it is. And then this area has kind of been sitting more or less the same as before. There might be a few more torpedo racks and torpedo crates and little containers and detail work there. Whoops, that one fell over. Let's get that up right. And I've swapped out a few of the A-wings here and moved A-wings around to different parts of the tarmac. But yeah, more or less that's what it was in the last vlog, with a few things potentially shifted around, a few more cargo carts and containers. Over here we've got, I built in a few cracks to the tarmac to try and make it a little more interesting, and you'll notice we don't have tiles on this part of the tarmac yet. We do actually have a ton of dark blue tiles, but we're using old gray a lot to add in a little bit of sort of character to the tarmac, just to make sure it wasn't all just one shade of gray, and we ran out of those. So we've got an order of those on the way, and once that comes in, we can finish out all the tile work in here. This probably won't be the resting spot for the Y-Wing. Over here, I think I'm probably going to put an X-Wing here, but we'll be moving ships around here and there, and they'll be finalizing and tweaking of the layout quite a bit in the future. In fact, this Zeta shuttle, as much as I love it because it's gray, doesn't blend in so well on the tarmac on Yavin. We might ultimately replace the Zeta with the Ghost, which is still sitting over here, waiting on its retrofit. That retrofit should hopefully be happening soon. I'll have to get on Sean about that. He is working on it. But yeah, we might ultimately go with a Falcon and Ghost setup for the two big ships that are on the front side of Yavin. So we'll see about that. I love the Zeta, but it's just sort of the composition of gray on gray that doesn't work quite as well with our diorama. One thing that I was happy and excited to get set up was our X-Wing here. We've had the A-Wing mounted with his engines lit for a while flying over the jungle, but we got Jarek's other Rebel fighter, the X-Wing, set up, and I'm really happy with the color of the engines here. In fact, the color probably won't be coming through quite as well on camera as it does in real life, but I think I matched the color pretty much exactly to what's shown off in the Rogue One film when the X-Wings are going around and going on attacks. And so this is, I believe, the Blue Leader X-Wing, and he's just doing a flyby over Yavin right now. And I'm really happy with how that turned out. In fact, there's one little light in the cockpit there, so you can kind of see the pilot. And yeah, I just like it, man. The X-Wing looks cool. It's going to look even cooler when everything else is set up and creating the scene of things happening on Yavin. So yeah, this is the third and final hangar. There's not really much to say about the hangar because it looks just like the other two hangars, but these are some of the biggest builds that we've ever done. So saying like, oh, we just have another hangar is like, you don't understand how long it took to build the third and final hangar. Each hangar took so much time, and Ramon has basically done like 99% of the building on those, and they look incredible. And it's hard to convey the scale of these things without actually being here. If you've seen the actual Lego Falcon in real life and you know just how big that model is, the hangars dwarf the Falcon. The hangars on their own are some of the biggest models, both part-wise and scale-wise, that we've ever built in this studio. And you really just have to see them in person to appreciate the mass, the scale of these. So, for the next vlog, for the next plans of what we're doing here, well, first of all, we're going to finish out the tiling here. We've got a lot more containers. I've even got more on the back side of Yavin, stockpiled and ready to sort of flush out the environment with more cargo trains, containers, and things going on. We've got a huge tray of minifigs that are basically waiting and ready to go to be characters moving around Yavin doing different things. So I definitely want to get some more diorama set up. Ideally, if we could get the finalized ghost back on Yavin for the next vlog, that would be great. I don't know if we'll be there yet, but I hope we are for the next vlog. Also, I want to do our final pass on the hangar foliage, basically. Weathering those things up, getting them dirtier, getting them to look a bit more consistent and fluid between each hangar. That'll definitely be a goal for the next vlog. I think we can almost finalize the jungle by the next vlog too. We've got most of the parts that we need. I need to design that bridge. We need to lay some more foliage and get the trees kind of their placement finalized, but we've got the tools, we've got the parts. We just need the time now to finish up that jungle. But I think there's a good chance we could have that done for the next vlog. There's a few more, believe it or not, a few more X-Wings and Y-Wings that we need to build. So I think we'll get another X-Wing built and placed here, and we might even place another Y-Wing somewhere on the tarmac here. One plan that I've been talking about with Jack, and Jack might take over the design phase on this end corner here, I wanted to put like a Rebel biker bar there. I thought that would be kind of fun, like a Rebel Scum bar or something like that. Maybe you guys could help us think of a fun bar name to have on Yavin, but it would be something that you wouldn't see until you came around the corner. And they could have speeder bikes there instead of normal motorcycles, obviously. So I thought that would be kind of a neat way to add a little bit more character to this side of Yavin, since the other side has the jungle and all kinds of cool, interesting things going on. I want to balance it out a little bit. So the next vlog, I think, is going to be largely a beautification of Yavin, finalizing a lot of the areas here that are almost done, hopefully finalizing the jungle, hopefully finalizing the temple, and then getting some permanent or more permanent diorama setups on the tarmac with a lot of figures, cargo containers, cargo trains, and all that kind of stuff actually happening and sort of underway. So we've made a lot of progress. Things have changed a lot since the last vlog. Hopefully it won't be a 2-month wait between this vlog and the next one. It really comes down to like waiting on parts and orders and trying to plan and anticipate what we're gonna need and when we're gonna need it. So hopefully we've planned that all out pretty well this time. We can have a nice new update vlog for you in the near future. As always, guys, thanks for watching us here at BrickVault. Again, check out brickstuff.com for all your LED lighting needs, and BrickVault.toys for all of your custom instruction needs, especially for some of these cool Star Wars themed sets. We'll see you guys next time here at BrickVault.